So you've done all your prep work. You've been practicing, doing your forearm balances, aligning your body away from the wall and then against the wall. And you've been feeling those L positions and feeling what it feels like to have your hips directly over your shoulders and to see what it feels like to have that core strength to hold yourself there. So once you've had all that practice under your belt, then we can start talking about doing the big moves against the wall and maybe even a few freestanding. Okay, so if we're going to start working against the wall, oftentimes what you see people do when they're going into a headstand or even going into a handstand is they'll kind of kick up, okay? Granted, not everybody's had gymnastics training and they don't learn the same way a gymnast does, and that's not even really the way that I recommend in a yoga class anyway. Here's how I would teach us our headstand after we've gone through the other progressions. We use the wall, again, because one of the more common issues with this one is people don't know when is when, they can't feel their hips, and with the additional weight of now the lower legs as well coming into play, this will tip people over. So let's use the wall as a safety mechanism. But also, let's use the wall to help us find out the difference between tilting too far and being just right. So let's start with headstand. We've already started to practice the positioning, right, where we're cupping our hands. So we take our shoulders the same distance apart, we cup our hands, and then you're putting your head right on the inside of those fingers. The head doesn't, when I teach, I never put my head directly down on the mat. It's not good, in my opinion, for your cervical vertebra. So the difference being is now we're going to do this with our backs so that it'll be flipping up against the wall. So learning your good body mechanics, how far away should you be? Okay, if I can touch the wall with my fingers, I'm too close. So I back up, give myself a couple more inches, and then just check my distance, cup my hands, and create a space for my head to be in. This also gives me enough room that I can tell whether I'm relying on the wall or I'm actually stacked myself. So, doing what we've already learned how to do, press into your forearms, toes up, walk the feet forward, feel your body tilt, and then one leg at a time lift up. Now we have the wall, so we can use that. And we can start to elongate our legs, and then we can start to draw ourselves away from the wall, finding out when is when, and just holding it there. Just taking our time with it. And then gently coming out. That's the beauty of using the wall, is you can feel where the wall is, but at the same time you have that security of not rocking all the way over. Once people can do it against the wall, then we can start to have them move into freestanding with their headstand. And again, head is never really on the mat for me. I know a lot of other people teach that way, just not my deal. So come on down, find your distance, same hand position, tuck in the head, lift the hips. Now there's no wall here, so we need to make sure we're in the right place before we lengthen up. All right, so let's finish off then with the handstand. It's everybody's favorite big move in terms of inverted poses, and really, truly, when I teach fitness yoga in gym settings, I really don't ever teach handstand away from the wall. And it really just is a safety issue more than anything else. If I'm teaching in a studio, oh yeah, definitely. I'll teach partner yoga. We do a lot of kind of work where we are doing a lot more freestanding. But please, bear in mind that the freestanding comes from a lot of practice of these intermediate steps, and that you really do want to give yourself permission to develop that upper body and core strength and that kinesthetic awareness of feeling your body and space in alignment before you try it, okay? Because it's not about being wobbly and hurting yourself. It's about going with good technique. So use the wall, okay? I'm not even going to demonstrate my freestanding handstand because I don't even want to go there with most of my fitness folks. So the handstand really isn't all that different from what we just did with the headstand. Again, same kind of idea here when you're judging your distance and when is when. You want to be close to the wall because you want to be able to catch yourself, but at the same time you don't want to be so close that you can't tell when you're resting on the wall. At the same time, you don't want to be too far because you don't want to feel that huge back bend that you will feel if you're tilting backwards, which most people will do. So again, I find my position here, reaching, first of all, my good alignment, fingertips in. If I'm touching the wall, I'm too close. Back up a couple inches. Okay, now from there, that would be where I do forearm balance. So I can get a better sense of where I do my handstand. Now with my handstand, I'm going to go a little bit further back, take it right under my shoulders, fingertips wide. Curl my toes under, walk my feet forward, and I'm going to feel the wall on this one. So that when I come up, I'm up, instead of trying to kick fruitlessly. Now I'm bringing my hips in alignment first, and bringing myself so I can see my hands. And then, same thing that we did with our headstand, start playing with coming away from the wall and feeling it there. That's about all I'm going to show you, because I don't want to get you too excited about the handstand that that's the only place you focus. It's the end point. Give yourself those progressive steps, and in a month or 2 months, I'll show you how you take that piece into doing a freestanding handstand. Okay? Good work on these. Just keep yourself positive. You will be able to do inversions. They are accomplishable.